Hello and good evening, everyone. Happy Friday to each and every one of you joining me here on this live this evening. I am Leonie Stusse, and yes, I'm your life coach, and I work with students of secondary school age along with their parents to help them develop that clarity, that consistency, so that they can navigate their life through secondary school. I am also a motivational speaker, and here's what. I firmly believe that every one of you can succeed in life. Once you have that desire to win, that desire to want something better for you, that will be fantastic. Please excuse my voice today. I attended a sporting event and I was the master of ceremony at that time. So you're going to hear a little difference in my voice this evening. All right, so this evening, everyone, we are going to dive into an area that has been very challenging from time immemorial to students of teenage years. Those teens, it's so challenging. It can be challenging. It's so many changes our children are going through at that point in time. And this evening, I really want to chat with you about choosing your circle, the power of selecting the right people in your life. Yes, the power of selecting the right people in your life. And listen, as a secondary school child, I myself had to sit down and take stock of who I had in my circle. So have you ever felt like some people in your life push you forward while others, hold you back? Have you ever felt that way? What if I told you the people around you are shaping your future every single day? What if I told you that? So today, we are going to dive into how we can choose the right people to have in your life. And if you are listening live here with me, I want you to indicate where you are coming, where you are hailing from, where you are located, and also feel free to say hi and then share this live and invite others to come on, because we are talking about choosing your circle. We are talking about that power of selecting the right people in your life. So the purpose of today's session for us here as young people is to understand that not everyone plays the same role in your journey. Not everyone plays the same role in your journey, Some will uplift you, and others will just be passing through, and others might be pulling you down. I'm going to be pulling a couple concepts from a book that I read that I found resonated so much with me. And it reminded me of the very activities I had to do as a young woman, a young girl, I should say, in secondary school. When I read this book that I was privy to be in a training I attended, I said, oh my goodness, I was already doing what Darren Hardy is saying here. And the book I'm going to be referring to, and that would help, help us categorize people or the persons in your life, is called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Yes, and I'm going to help you categorize the people in your life and so that you can make smarter choices about who you keep close to you. I want you to drop a check in the chat if you believe that people around you influence your success. Drop a check in the chat. Let me know if you believe that people around you influence your success. Now, can I tell you, every person you're associated with is influencing you? Many times we hear persons tell us, usually the older persons, they share with us, birds of a feather, they flock together, they hang around together. And the people who you hang around the majority of the time with is who we call your reference group. The people you hang around the most with are the persons we refer to as your reference group. And I just want to read from my notes here a bit. And it says, and I pulled this out of Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect, because it's such a powerful statement. Powerful piece of research, I should say. According to research by social psychologist Dr. David McClellan of Harvard, your reference group, those people that you are around very often, determines as much as 95% of your success or failure. This is serious business here. The research tells us that your reference group determines as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. Now that's for food for thought, isn't it? And in today's session, we're going to look at 3 categories of people. We're going to look at 3 categories of people. And you want to have your pen and paper here with you because you would like to see where the people that you have in your life, your reference group, which category do they fall into? So let's look at the first category. And this first category of people we want to relate to would be the people that are in our inner circle. The persons in our inner circle. Who is in your inner circle? The people in your inner circle, we call them nourishers. The people in your inner circle, we call them nourishers. And these are the real ones. These are the people who push you to be better. They encourage you. They support you in your dreams and in your goal. Remember yesterday, I said to you that here's what I had to change the people I was hanging around with as a teenager. I had to change who was in my life. Because you want the people who are going to be supporting you along your teenage journey. All right? To excel, to get those exams, to get those results, those good results you want to get. So let's look at who are some of the people who are your nourishers, the people who you'd want in your inner circle. And maybe these people will be your teachers, your coaches, a family member, and even a few friends. And these are the people who always lift you up. These are your nourishers. These are your nourishers. So I want you to take a moment. Take a moment and think about who in your life makes you feel inspired. Who in your life makes you feel inspired and motivated. And if you're listening to this live here, again, we are talking about choosing your circle. The power of selecting the right people in your life. And we are looking at the first category of people, those who nourish you. So take a moment, as I said, think about who are the persons in your life that matters, who make you feel inspired, who makes you feel motivated. And feel free to drop their initial in the chat. Feel free to drop their initials in the chat. All right? Yes, put the initials in the chat. Yes. Let's look at our second category of people. We call this group of people we have here associates. You want to spend a limited time around them. An influence. And these are the people who you interact with maybe at school, in your community, but they do not necessarily help you or harm your growth. You might spend time with them. Yes. You might spend time with them. But you have to be intentional about how much influence they have over you. I had to decide who I was going to spend my time with. You have people who you're associated with, persons who you would spend limited time with. Who are these people? So let's reflect a little. Ask yourself, are these people helping you grow? Are they helping you grow, or are they just there? Are these people helping you, or are they just there? Be mindful of how much time and energy you give these people, how much of your time you spend with them. And we want to be reminded, we want to keep remembering that 95%, all right, the research says that 95% of your success or failure is determined by your reference group. Who are you? Who are your reference group? Who are these people in your reference group? And then you have people who would be your distractions. And these are people you want to actually be limited. You want to spend limited time with them, or you want to absolutely avoid them. These are the ones who might be fun. And we know in class we have a lot of students, maybe some of them, who loves to be fun, but they do not contribute to your goals. As a matter of fact, maybe they distract you from your studies and encourage you in bad habits. You want to pay attention to that. You want to spend very little time or no time with them. You just want to avoid them. Or sometimes these students or these friends, they bring negativity into your life. We don't want that, because we are determined to succeed, because we are able, we are capable, and we have all that we need so that we can be successful. But you must control their influence over you. You need to know how you're spending your time. Now, I have a question for you. If you have a friend, yes, if you have a friend who distracted you from your goals, type yes in the chat. Yes, if you have friends, right, who distracted you. Yes, I'm not going to lie, as a teenager, I had friends who distracted me. Yes, we have friends who would have distracted us from our goals. All right, we had friends who would have distracted us from our goals, and that was the 3 categories of people that we want to make sure we know where these people fall. So the first category of people we had were called nourishers. All right, those are the people in your inner circle, the people who you would want to have around you. They are for your goals. Then you have those who we call associates. Limited time you want to spend with them. These are people in your school or in your class or your community. You want to spend very limited time there. And then the third category I just completed was those people who are distractions. You want to have limited time with them. Nice to have you with us, Mr. White. It's very nice to have you here with us. And as I look into another section here, we identify the 3 categories of people. I want to tell you or share with you about the power of having influential friendship. And again, I'm leaning on the book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This book is very, very important. It actually shared with me what I did as a teenager as I went through my secondary school life. And here's what he is saying in his book, and he's telling us about what Jim Rohn would have taught. And here's what they are saying. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you know those 5 people and you look at yourself and you look at them, hey, that's important information there. So what he is saying there, and what we recognize when we sit down and we think about it, if you surround yourself with motivated and hardworking people, you will naturally level up. You're going to level up. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people with negativity and laziness, it will pull you down because it will influence you. The people who you spend your time with, the kind of conversations you hold with them, that will dominate your attention, along with the attitudes and the opinions. So the people, again, the people you spend the majority of time with, and the conversation you have, what they eat, what they drink, what they listen to, you're going to find you're going to be putting up those habits there. And the thing about it is that people influence you and I in subtle ways. You do not know sometimes that you have strayed from your path until you reach 2 months, 3, 4 months down the road. Because the influence is subtle. It nudges you a little at a time. Look at your diet. Look at your conversations. Look at the music you're listening to, what you eat, you drink. Look at your study habits and see for yourself, examine you. See for yourself where you might have strayed or where you would have left your path. And I want to remind you that you cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. It doesn't work. You cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. The influence happens in a very subtle way. You have to decide what you want for your life and where you are heading. Now I want you to take action because you are responsible for you. You have a choice to make. I want you to take action. I want you to categorize the people. If you have to listen to this again, listen to this live again, you do that. Listen to the live again. You're going to categorize your nourishers. You're going to categorize your associate and your distractions. You need to make some intentional decisions about who gets the time and energy in your life. It's midterm. End of term is coming up just now. And if you want to see the changes happen for you, you need to sit and deliberately choose who you want to hang out with as a teenager. And before we wrap up this evening, I want you to drop one word in the chat that describes the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. Drop one word in the chat that describes the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. And I want you to remember that you don't have to do this alone. You can feel free to book. Feel free to make a booking for me. We're going to do a discovery call and see where I can help you. All right. Let me enter where you can go. You can go to leonistusa.com. Visit my website. All right. It's leonistusa.com. You know, you put in your HTTPS semicolon / www.leonistusa.com. All right. You can go in there and book your discovery call. Let's get you moving. And if this session helped you, Send it to a friend who needs to hear this. Send it to a friend who needs to hear this. And remember to subscribe and put on the notification for our next live. And tomorrow morning at 10:30, I'm going to have another live because I know I have been asking you to make some changes. And as a matter of fact, based on what you're hearing, you would want to make some changes. So I want you to stay tuned for tomorrow's session at 10:30 a.m. Look out for it. I'm going to be posting it in a little while. And we're going to look into changes because you're going to have some challenges as we change. All right. So I want to thank you so much once again for coming in. Remember, you can connect with me at www.leonistusa.com, or you can send me an email at info@leonistusa.com. 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 You could also send me an email there as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to look at the replay. And once again, if it resonates with you, please remember to subscribe and put on the notification bell and share it with a friend. So thank you and bye for now. Good evening.